So were you up early on Saturday morning, boys, for the England game on Rugby Pass TV?
Why are you saying it like that, Rob?
Rugby Pass TV. Where were you, Jim?
Getting dog's abuse online. I woke up. I was in Barcelona, so I knew that I could watch it at any point because I am creative director. So, Rob, did you watch it?
Yeah.
Right. Give us your summary of me and Good are going to the details of the game. What do you reckon of the whole thing?
I quite like an early morning game.
No, I'm not about the times. What about as in the
You can't
platform?
choose when the kickoff is. The production.
The whole platform, the whole user experience.
What, Rugby Pass TV?
Yeah, like
well, it worked for me, but it didn't work for a lot of people I've seen on Twitter.
Yeah, but
This is what I don't understand.
Go on.
Because I logged in. I'll be honest. I didn't log in at 6:30. I logged in at 8:30 when I eventually bribed the girls to keep going back to sleep. So I didn't watch it live, but I hadn't looked at my phone, so I didn't know the results. So technically, in my head, I'm watching it live. It worked perfectly.
Yeah, mine did.
And then after I've watched the game, I obviously saw your tweet and all that stuff, and people are like, I didn't work. I'm like, okay,
They didn't want it to work.
sort your Wi-Fi out there,
Yeah,
lads,
but
because
that's
it worked
why.
perfectly.
Yeah, I thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that.
I mean, we didn't
It
get
doesn't-
a punditry gig, did we?
Yeah, I could have done. Yeah. I could have wingled my way in somehow.
Wingled?
Wangled.
In an England shirt.
I
You
could
should
have
have said your
wangled my
English.
way. It's neutral, isn't it? No, but like with the Rugby Pass TV, well, maybe, again, I'm a poor salesman. I didn't do it to sell. But it was England and Ireland. I actually thought it would have been more far-reaching than that. But the way that rugby rights work, and you'll know this when you're on holiday in Dubai, like even if you've got TNT or whatever at home, you can't watch sport.
The only way you can do it is with a naughty VPN.
It's a naughty VPN. But so I thought you'd be able to get it wherever you were, but it was only UK and Ireland and other dark markets. So I know a few people were pissed off with that.
Yeah, Big sent me a text calling you all sorts because he couldn't get it in France.
Exactly. So like in France they couldn't get it. But that's what you mean. Like this is the new. Like people are pushing back, but what people didn't realise, and they're like, "Oh, World Rugby, like how are you growing the game when you're not showing it globally?" Like World Rugby don't own the right. World Rugby own the rights to the World Cups, men and women's, and the sevens, and the PNC, the Pacific Nation Cup that's coming up, and a few other little bits. Like that's it. Like the rights, it's for the RFU to go and sell them. That's where the money is. That's where the value is. So the RFU went to ITV, I'm sure, went to BBC, went to TNT.
It's not Rugby Pass's fault. It's actually
Rugby Pass have
positive. They've done a good thing.
Yeah,
I
so
agree.
Rugby Pass TV have done people a favour to watch that game in a new age. And look, it is all new. Did the game live up to expectation?
Well, if you're an England fan, happily, yes. But Eddie Jones, you're an absolute clown. Like, the build-up to the week, we're going to take this England team to the wire, mate. We're going to take them to the wire. We're here, we're going to throw the ball around, we're going to play at speed and pace, and they're going to want to crawl off the field. And then you pick a load of students, mate. What are you doing, Eddie? I understand, it just doesn't marry up with what he says with what he does, and which is the Eddie Jones way, right? So, I'm looking at it going, this might be quite tasty for England. And then you're picking a student that's never played a professional game, living in halls of residence, against England's give or take strongest team. And England were good. Good enough. It was like a bit of a team run at times, and they soaked up the first sort of 15 minutes where, fair play to the Japanese, they played at pace and intensity, some good handling, but they didn't have the physicality to cope, to damage England. And England sort of battened down the hatches, defended it all. After 15 minutes, Japan had chucked the kitchen sink and the wok at England.
Can you say that?
You can.
Yeah, okay.
Because on a kitchen sink, you might have had a wok and you might have made some noodles.
But you were saying that they have, not that they might have.
Well, they had.
Okay,
they chucked it all at
right.
them. England just went, no, that's fine. Defended it all and then took over the power game, and they married up a big forward carrying presence and physicality in the up front and an exciting back line, and it's continued a bit of momentum from the Six Nations. And we beat a Japanese student team effectively and put 50 on them, but they're playing in 30-degree heat, and it was a first hit out, and I think it was a success for England. There's things to work on, discipline. They'd get punished a bit more by the All Blacks, offside a little bit around the breakdown and all that stuff that they'll look at and would be punished by a better team. But for a knockout and for some continuity and all that stuff, Marcus Smith played exceptionally well, I thought, at 10. Chandler Cunningham South, friend of the show, his first start for England, I thought he was immense.
Well, the whole back row.
Yeah.
I actually think that's the perfect balance of the back row.
Earl Underhill and Cunningham South.
Yeah, or a Curry that interject
Yeah.
into that. What was Cunningham South? He was wearing a 6.
He was at 6.
Yeah, he was at 6. I know he mentioned to us he wants to be
8.
an 8. But aesthetically, again, old school, traditionalist. If you put him at 8 and Ben Earl and Tom Curry and Sam Underhill.
Yeah.
But that's a good balance for the back row.
So it was a good day for England. You know, not perfect, but it's a hit out. And you get to New Zealand now and you've got a 2-test series in a place we've won twice in history in New Zealand. And I think Steve will be pretty happy. We're going to get better. And so, yeah, well done, England.
Yeah, I thought they were good.
Any promising signs from Eddie's Japan?
No. I feel harsh saying that. But
Hold on, the second row with the try that he creates with
Yeah.
the ball behind his back. And
that was great. The fact, and again, this is harsh. I don't know why I'm being harsh. Okay, because we can. And we can be honest. So my honest opinion, the fact that we were talking about Michael Leach still going and the fact that how well he played when he's 35, and this is, with all due respect, friend of the show, we've had him on before. But if that's your best, you know, where's the evolution for Japan after 2019 and knocking Scotland out? And
well, I think the thing for Eddie Jones now, his attitude and his mentality is only ever going to work in a culture like Japan, where he's got all these young players now and he can fucking go mad at them. He can train them to the cowsheds and back and all that stuff. And it's Eddie's way or the highway in a culture that are very a nodding culture. Yes, we will do that, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Whereas I don't think his coaching ethos works anywhere else in the world now, and how he's been, unless he radically changes. So he's come on the journey, mate. It's all about the World Cup in 4 years. So he's written he's picked a side that with very little experience that he can grow, and then he'll just use the thing of, mate, look where we were. Look where we are now, mate.
yeah, but with that, I'm chatting to Eddie, and it'll be interesting to see how it comes through. But we know this because we're now seeing it with players in France, because you've got like Tongans, Fijians, Samoans now in
That centre
Japan.
was really good.
You know what I mean? So now you've got them in Japan, and they're obviously getting older, and they come over early and they get put through university. They now become like Japanese qualified, and they're now in the system. So I think them players coming through. The Japan League One, as it is as well, it'll be interesting to see how that evolves, because the best players are
All the foreigners.
all the foreigners.
Yeah.
So like, how does that go about cannibalising like talent in Japan? But there's something there. Like, I think there is, but I don't think it's a 4-year cycle for them. From what I saw at the weekend against,
Well, they didn't have the
England.
physicality, did they? Against
There's all game management.
No.
But you think about where they were when they beat South. I know everyone talks about South Africa 2015, but Scotland
nine
and
years
Ireland
ago.
in 2019. It was Ireland as well. They beat, didn't they?
Yeah.
Scotland and Ireland in 2019.
5 years ago, yeah. Game's fucking changed, mate.
But that's what I mean. But
They've not grown with it.
But that's what, like, you beat Ireland and you beat Scotland then.
Yeah.
And it hasn't. Like, their game management, they look small.
Yeah.
As well, like their pack. So yeah, I don't know. Underwhelmed a little bit, because I thought it would have been more of a
We're going to
contest.
take them to the wire, mate.
Fucking
Take this England team to the wire.
It's the fucking wire.
What did you make of Charlie Eewels' red card?
That's not a record you want, is it?
No.
Oh, I
don't know why.
Well,
Whenever-
we spoke about it, so we may as well share.
I mean,
our
whenever
thoughts.
I see a red card, I think, I don't know why it always makes me think of Jim.
Is that true or not?
Sometimes like that. What would Jim have done?
I would never have gone for an E, and I know you think differently to me, because we were talking about it before the podcast.
Yeah. I don't think he's done it deliberately. He's clumsy.
I just think it's a horror, because if Michael Leach's leg is in the turf, he is fucked.
Yeah.
And I just hate stuff like that. And this
Yeah.
is coming from someone that used to go 2
Oh, you're
foot
saying
into
it's a dog shot then, are you?
I think it's a bit of a dog shot, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think he's deliberately meant to do it, but he's obviously flown into the ruck, trying to make a difference off the bench. It's his first cap for a few years since he got sent off at Twickenham a couple of years ago, was it? So basically, he's had 2 red cards in 5 minutes across 2 tests. Poor fucker.
Yeah, I didn't like
But tell the South Africans that when they go into rucks, like, this can happen. And I'm not sure it's a red.
What?
Because it was reckless, but it's like, it looks worse than it. The outcome
I'd
is.
say they're the worst of the worst. Them instances in rucks.
Yeah, but how many times that happen?
Not like that. Not like that.
You don't
whereas-
reckon?
No, I don't. I genuinely don't.
Okay.
So
He
the
has
crop,
come
the
in at
crop roll's
side.
gone.
Yeah. He's coming at the side.
Michael Leach, he's thought his legs fell off.
Yeah.
Like he's probably scared. He's
Yeah,
thinking,
yeah,
"What the fuck was that?" You just don't expect something like that to happen.
Yeah.
You think they're worse than the head high shots?
100%. Maybe not in terms
Depends
of
which head
longevity.
high shot, though, but yeah.
But from everything you've seen, so out of all the red cards I've seen,
So if that's a South African, would you say the same thing?
no chance. after everything I've seen this year, out of all the red cards, I'd say that's one of the worst ones.
Okay.
But that's only that's me. It's my opinion.
You and Charlie Eewels got beef, or
no,
did you play against
he's
him?
a bath, isn't he? He's a bath.
Did you play against him?
Yeah,
Fill him in.
probably.
Yeah.
No beef at
Well,
all.
he's taken the 2-week ban,
No
hasn't he?
beef.
And Nicky Zikway's been called up. So, yeah. I mean, some people are saying it's the end of his England career. The 2-week ban and crack on. I think it's harsh, but there we go.